Hello, everyone, and welcome to another movie review. I am happy that you can join me today. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Click the subscribe button below for future notifications and updates. Click the like button and share this content with other movie fans. Today I'm going to share my opinions about Madam Web. Madam Web is a superhero film based on the Marvel Comics. It stars Dakota Johnson. It was directed by S.J. Clarkson, who co-wrote the script with three other people. This is her directorial debut. The budget was $80 million. It was released in theaters on Valentine's Day, February 14th. That was last Wednesday. So according to the reports that I'm seeing, it looks like Madam Web is going to take the number two slot on the box office, and I think number one is going to be Bob Marley One Love. So Johnson plays Cassie Webb, who is a paramedic. She lives in New York City. She is friends and co-workers with Uncle Ben, aka Peter Parker's uncle. Emma Roberts play Peter Parker's mother. She finds out that she can see into the future, and she uses this gift to save three teenagers who will grow up to be Spider Women. And she's trying to save them from the villain Ezekiel Sims, played by Tahar Rahim. So he got a vision that he was going to be murdered by these three Spider Women, and that's his motive for going after them. So it's basically, I'm gonna kill you before you kill me. So basically, I saw their reviews before I saw the movie. I read a couple of reviews online as well, so I knew what I was getting myself into when I saw the film. And is it a bad film? Yes, it is. I'm going to give this film 1 out of 5 stars. Um, the reason why I'm not giving it a 0 is because the story is actually not an issue. The issue is the plot, and I've explained this in the past that the story explains what and who and when. The plot explains how you tell the story. And so it's actually a good story. It's just that the plot was a disaster. Um, Another thing is I'm also very keen on screenwriting and scripts and screenplays. I mentioned when I did my American fiction review that that was a great script, and I predicted I was going to get nominated for best screenplay. It did. Um, this time, I had the exact opposite problem with Madam Web. The dialogue was absolutely terrible. Madam Web it had a script that I just could not comprehend as to how can someone give you $80 million and you have a team of 4 people and they come out with a script like that and they're able to get away with it. What I mean by that is somebody gave you $80 million to make this movie. You were able to secure an actress with a name, and you were able to get this movie made. I'm really surprised that this movie got greenlit. Um, that's how bad the script was. So the plot was a mess. The dialogue was a mess. It was a terrible screenplay from beginning to end. I'm sure that you have watched other movie reviews about Madam Web, and the general consensus is it's a terrible movie. But the reason why I decided to watch the movie anyway is because what happens when you want to be a filmmaker, but you cannot afford to go to film school? And film school does not guarantee that you're going to get a job in the film industry. And so, what I have come up with, my solution is to watch movies and to read as much as possible. Even if you cannot afford to read, if even if you cannot afford to buy film books at the bookstore, there's always the library. As a matter of fact, one of the most quoted books about screenwriting is Story by Robert McKee, and I found that book at my nearest library. So I didn't even have to buy the book. I just borrowed the book and I was able to read as much of it as possible. And it has helped me out a great deal when it came to me writing my first script. So I think for me, it's good to watch bad movies every now and then because not only do good films teach you how to make films, but bad films teaches you how to make good films, as strange as it may seem. So I will never tell you don't go and see a movie. I believe that you should see the movie for yourself. And if you have an opinion, please write your opinions in the comment box below. That's why YouTube is structured the way it's structured. But in my opinion, if you if you are a film student, I consider myself to be a film student. So if you are a film student, I would recommend that you go see Madam Web, and learn from the mistakes of the filmmakers. I belong to a screenwriting group on Facebook, and the and here's the thing: this is a Black screenwriters group. Okay, so let's just make that clear. A lot of screenwriters have a hard time breaking into the industry, getting their name out there, getting their work out there. It is very hard to win screenwriting contests. If you think about some of the top screenwriting contests right now, including Nichols Fellowship, the Nichols Fellowship is the screenwriting competition sponsored by the Academy, the same Academy that hosts the Oscars. If you think about, the Nichols Fellowship, it is extremely hard to win a Nichols Fellowship. It is extremely hard to win a screenwriting competition. And so I just need someone to explain to me how this movie got made, because the script is really that bad. It's like, the fact that it is so hard to win a screenwriting contest, to get your name out there, to get, your foot in the door as a screenwriter. Yeah, someone needs to explain to me how this got made and how the filmmakers were able to secure an $80 million budget. Now that it exists, to all the film students out there, go watch it, learn from the filmmakers' mistakes, because there's a lot of them in this movie. Learn from their mistakes, and come to your own conclusion as to why this film does not work. Besides the script, the messy plot, the terrible dialogue, the villain, I thought that the actor who played the villain was terrible. Um, terrible acting from him. Um, so I'm not impressed with the villain at all. And again, this goes back to, you know, when you have a filmmaker like Christopher Nolan making the Batman trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy, and you see a movie like The Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. When you watch movies like that, oh my lord, I mean, it just makes the flaws in Madam Web so much obvious, where you're just like, oh wow, this is a terrible, terrible film. That's all for today, my friends. I will see you next time with another movie review. Until then, take care and have fun at the movies.